guys, my name is Latoya. Welcome to my crafty space, or welcome back. I'm so excited to be back. I took a break that was much needed with working a full-time job, a part-time job, living day-to-day things, and also applying to LPN, to RN programs. If you don't know, I am a licensed practical nurse, and I am going for basically to become a registered nurse. So I'm really excited about obtaining that license. I was accepted, so now I have all of that stress off of me, all of the prereqs done, and I'm diving into the program in a couple weeks here. With that, I am also back into my hobby. I've done a lot of organizing. You guys seem to really like my organizational videos, so I'll be doing those too. But in today's video, I am going to be doing an unboxing for this HeroWeen Hero Arts stamp set. Well, actually, there's a few stamp sets in here. I saw someone else do an unboxing, and I was pretty much sold. I was kind of hemming and hawing about the cost of this. I don't even have words when I saw the box. I was just like, oh no. When I purchase things, I take into account the original packaging to see if that's something that's worth it, if I'm going to keep it in that said state. And for the cost of this box should have been pristine, so I am very upset. But we'll talk about that in this video. So let me just move this out of the way. And if you also have seen any of my catalog, my stamp catalog, my stamp binder books, I'm going to go through each day, so all 13 days, to see what's in here. I'm still trying to get over the box. I'm trying so hard, you guys. And yes, I did actually contact the company that I purchased this from. I stamp out all of the stamps that I get when I get them, just to make my life a lot easier. And I put them inside of a stamp catalog. This here is like my Halloween section. So you guys are actually going to see me not only unbox something, but also process it for my stamp binder. Since I've implemented having a stamp catalog and putting my items in my binders right away, it has made accessing my items a lot easier. Me seeing my items, comparing items before I purchase them, that's also been huge. That's also why I know that the items in here I did actually want, because I did go through and look at previous stamps that I own, and I saw, yes, I could do with that. My binder and my stamp collection could benefit from these goodies. So it's just great. We'll go over that process, and I'll talk more about it also while I'm doing it. So this is basically a process video for people that are wondering, okay, once you start the catalog, how do you actually add new things, and is it worth it, and is it still fun, and is it easy? Because when you first start the catalog, doing all of your goods takes so much time. It becomes taxing, it becomes draining, but once you pass that goal line, like once you run that marathon, like, you're just cruising. Like, it is straight cruising after, and I'm gonna show you. Right, onto the box. Now, I purchased this through a company, full price. As you guys know, I own all of my stamps. Nothing was gifted to me. I'm not like an influencer or anything like that. I purchased this. I saw that it said delivered. However, the item had not been delivered to me. When I called the company to say I hadn't received my package, they went over the address with me. It turns out they sent my box to my billing address, not my shipping address. Those are two completely different addresses, but there's a reason why you put your address, in the right place, which was for shipping. So they sent me another box because they shipped it incorrectly. They apologized. That was fantastic. Like, I told them, they were like, oh, our mistake, and they sent me a new box. I received this box in the mail today. Do you see this box? I love buying from small companies, especially, and this is why also all my items are like branded. I love supporting the actual creators and people that produce things. It just helps stamp companies and such just stay in business. So it wasn't Hero Arts or Spellbinders, but I called the company and I said, hey, I received the box, but I sent them photos. I was like, it's like ruined, and it didn't come wrapped in anything. Like, literally UPS said, here you go, bam, smash, like everything. So I sent them the photos, and unfortunately they said at this point they had lost money on me, although the first time it was purely their mistake. However, they said there was like an asterisk on the webpage that said that the box would be shipped as is. It wouldn't come inside of anything. Now, I did not know this because I went to the website. It was like one of the first companies I saw that had this package on sale. And I just purchased it because I was also worried about it being sold out. So no, I 100% did not read any fine print or anything anywhere. I just went ahead and purchased the item and expected to get it intact. If you guys don't know, like I already made mention of, I do have a lot of stamp sets and I love my items in their original condition. So when they told me that they were unable to send me a new package because they already sent one to the correct address, which was their mistake the first time, but they were like, well, we need to stand by what we said online, which you should have read as a customer, and they are 100% right about that. I, however, didn't expect to get a ripped box that was torn and just like frayed and discolored from handling. So I now know how to move forward with that company in the future if I choose to shop with them again. And that's also why I'm not disclosing the name, just because I don't know. But the customer service, they were really nice. And like I said, they handled things great the first time. And I'm just going to have to transfer my items to something else. So I'll figure that out. All right, so here it is. Let me get excited about what's inside of the box and stop being upset. Because at the end of the day, it's also a first world problem. Like, there are people dealing with their whole lives being flooded out and everything else right now, which is absolutely tragic. And I'm just trying to find some bit of happiness, quite literally, in my crafty space, because I'm here to escape. I'm here to be happy. I just want to be happy. Okay. All right. So I think this is super cute. And I'm wondering, I might just keep this part intact. Okay. It looks like something's on there. Oh, these are cute. I will not use these, but these are cute. So these are just like black starry bits that can go inside of a shaker card. I mean, you can probably even put like tape or glue or something on them and affix them to a card, but how adorable. So, spoilers ahead, if you do not want to see all 13 days, do not watch this video. Okay, well, those are so cute. Oh my gosh. You guys, these stamps are so cute. All right, so we have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and I've been doing a lot of stamping. That's why my fingers are black. Like, I'll show you guys later. A lot of stamping. I had to process a lot of things. Okay, is this just this might just be an extra stamp set, but it's so cute. Okay, so I'm gonna actually zoom in also. Ta-da! So this stamp set here, I'm thinking this is the just free-for-all. So this is the HeroWeen 2026 stamp set. I saw this stamp, you guys, and I was like, it is so cute. It, like, look at this stamp. The skull and bones, so cute. The little bat, the little cat, the ghost, absolutely adorable. I love this spider. And these look like little, are those candies called sprees? They're really nasty, chalky. The little candies that are like multicolored. Death by Chocolate. When I saw this, I was like, okay, there's got to be a chocolate bar or something in this pack. And like I said, I did see some unboxings, but I did like turn them off because I was like, okay, there's more than one stamp set. I think it's worth it. I am not a die girly. I am a stamp girly through and through. Like, stamping is my jam. So this was absolutely worth it. It says trick or treat, open if you dare, bite, happy Halloween, just a little, you're spooky, bon appetit. And I love the little cobwebs there. Those are so cute. And a little address here, happy hunting, keep it real. These are just awesome. Yeah, so very happy about that. I'm gonna I'll stamp at the end, like when I have everything together, because I think that'll just be a better system. So day 1, unless that was day 1 we're about to see. Oops. I want to just keep everything nice and neat. Okay. I don't know. I'm very, yeah, you guys know I'm type A. Okay. So day 1. Oh, dies. Okay, like I said, I knew this was like die overloaded. Some people said for the cost, they didn't think that this was worth it, but I'm gonna go through and guesstimate. So these dies here, we have this great ghost. I don't know, it looks like a chocolate bar, could be a cell phone, some candy, bat, another bat, little pumpkin head, which you can use here, some ears. So you can basically decorate this ghost and this little cat here and make it look like a kid trick-or-treating. So I think that's cute. Now again, I don't really love dies like that. I don't just sit around and die cut and make die cards. Oh, this is a little cute mock thing. But I do have, you know, people that I know that like dies. They might want to come over, have a play. I'll have these available completely fine. So like, I'm not going to get rid of these. So day 2, trick or treat, and this bag is super cute. I love this. I don't know, I really love like the traditional just orange, black, and white for Halloween. I think it's adorable. So we have a stamp set. Oh, and we have a die set. Okay, so stamp and die set. I think that is awesome. Now, if you don't know, I own a Brother Scan and Cut. I rarely buy dies unless they are like intricate or something that I really, really want. So I don't have a lot of dies. As far as words go, I don't have dies for a lot of my words, just because also dies are expensive. I'll buy the words, like the word stamp set in a heartbeat because they're cheaper, $15, $16. If it's like a larger set or something, it's probably like $24. But those are good. The dies are good to buy when they're like on sale or there's a holiday or something. So I'm slowly building that collection. I think these two coming together is nice. So these stamps here, Happy Halloween, that's the spirit, you're spectacular, trick or treat, have a haunting Halloween. I love Jeepers Creepers. If you guys don't know, I love horror movies. I just love them. I love being scared. I was watching all sorts of stuff when I was little. It's crazy. 'Tis the season to be spooky, your scary, sweet, happy, spooky season. And then it says a little Hero Arts, HeroWeen on the side. I think that's super cute. And out of all the stamps I have, some of these are different, like Jeepers Creepers. I don't have a stamp set that says that. I don't have a stamp set that says 'tis the season to be spooky. And in my catalog, I'll show you guys like some of my sentiments for Halloween, just so you can get a feel. Like, I love having different things. But I know that stamp companies they're also catering to like newbies to stamping too, as well as seasoned ones. So there are going to be some generic stamps like Happy Halloween or Happy, you know, like Merry Christmas, like in a set that they come out with, because they can't just assume everyone's been stamping for like over 20 years or something. So this I really love. I love these. These are great. These make me happy. Like, I'm very happy. And once I stamp them out, I think I'll be even happier because they're just so cute. They're so cute. Okay, you know what? This is gonna take forever if I do this with every single one. I might edit this out to save some time on the video, and I kind of want to leave the stamps out because I know I'm gonna play with them. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave them out. But the dies also indicate that that's the stamp set. Okay, day 3. How do you guys feel about pink for Halloween? I don't like it. I don't know why. It's just not something that I love. Okay, this is cute. I love this. I have, what company is that? It's not Lawn Fawn. I have the Newton's Nook Halloween house die, and it is absolutely adorable. And this is going to be perfect with that. And there's an outline. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay. I think that's adorable. And look at that. And you have the little ghosties. I just saw that Whimsy Stamps also came out with like a a ghost die. I think it was Whimsy Stamps, not Tailored Expressions. As you can tell, I was like going through different companies' websites, and I was kind of just scrolling, trying to like get ideas, not purchasing, but I was just like getting an idea and making like an idea list in my little crafty notebook. Hi, Cassie. Hi. Who's a good girl? Okay, so you have the roof also, and then what is this? It could be grass. It could also be like clouds. You can take that and make it into clouds. And more grass, some bushes here. Well, you could make those into like little shrubs, but it's also like tops for the house. So a lot of ideas if you love die cutting. And you guys, these dies are substantial. Like, they feel very sturdy. These feel good to me. Again, going into quality. All right, I'm just going to move this to the side like that because I'm kind of over it at this point. Although I know I'm going to put them back in the bag. So, yeah. This bag is kind of cute. Although, again, pink, I don't know. Halloween pink, I don't know. Anyways, so, oh, it's the candy. Very cool for day 4. Okay, so this goes with this. So, you can take the Bon Appetit and put it right over that candy bar. How cute is that? Oh, you can also put Bite inside of here. And Boo barely fits. Oh, does Boo fit in the chocolate? I think so. I think Boo does fit in there. That's kind of cool. You can also make your suckers like ghost suckers. So you literally can just take your stamp set and just place it over these items here, these die pieces, and see what fits. You can also take some of the words and just like stamp a word on there, like creep. That would be super cute. So I love that. And you can do all the small images on the suckers. So I really like that. I think that's cute. Very nice. Now in regards to like a card, you can also just take your card base. This is a standard A2, and just place it on to like get a feel for, okay, how much space is it actually going to take up? So you can pretty much play with like all these candies on an A2 card, which is also really cool. Very fun. You guys know I'm going to do it. I can't not, because I'm not about to play with these dies. I don't know, maybe I should in this video. You guys will see if I'm going to play or not, especially for like the stamped pieces. I might do it just to show you guys. So stay tuned. Stay tuned throughout the video. And I have time today. I have the day off. All right, day 5. This is really cute. I have one black cat, one white cat. So I love black cats. They're so cute. So day 5. This is cute. I'm going to admit, when I opened this, I said, this is cute. And I was looking at this. This is cute. Now the dies, not bad. You can easily make a black cat. That black tree you can make. I do like this. And maybe it's because I'm a cat person. I think this is worth it. I mean, at this point, these dies are coming in clutch. I think these dies are absolutely worth it. Like, you are getting your money's worth for this kit. Day 6, a little spooky porch. I really like the lantern there. Now, I think this is cute initially, like the idea of coming up to a porch. I just don't like how it's slightly off. Like, I wish it was just kind of like everything was just straight and pristine and not kind of like tilted ajar a bit. It's just not my style. However, I could absolutely see someone playing with this. I think the steps might be okay. No, those are a little wonky too. So if somebody likes some wonkiness, I think this is fine. It's not for me. It's okay. Like, it would be a good play for a scene. And I could absolutely see making a card with this. But not me. I could see someone doing it, but not me. So, yeah. But I think it's fine. Like if somebody wanted me to show them or something, I guess I would, but that wouldn't be like the first thing I would want to do. Oh, that's so cute. I love the ghosts on the back. Oh, that's so cute. I wish they were in here. Those were so cute. Okay. Day number 7. Oh, this is nice. Could you use these as a card base? You could. You guys, you could take a die. You know what? I just might. See, and this is what gets me, because I love, again, having things looking how I purchased it, because when I go to play with my stash, I want to mimic shopping. That's something I learned. I want to feel like I'm at a store and I'm getting something that I absolutely love, or something that I'm like, oh, that's cute, I'm like drawn to, and I'm taking that item and I'm playing with it and I'm happy. I love this, and you absolutely could like take a die, like, you know, any kind of die. Not this one, obviously, it's too big, but cut out a panel and put it down. This would be like a great matte layer on a card, but I don't want to ruin this, because when I look at this, I want to flip it over and be like, oh, this is cute, and I'm seeing the item as it was originally packaged. So yeah, I have separation problems. Alrighty, and here we go, the dies for this, which are cute. I think these are cute. A little big. I wish the fence was like a little bit smaller. If there's some people or something in there, I hope the sizing is right, like if someone was to make a card with it, but I think this is pretty cute. I do like this. You have the pumpkins here and the little posts, and you have this here to make it brick. I think this is adorable. Oh, and the little skull. That's a nice addition. I don't know what it is with me and skulls. No clue. But man, I love these colors. I'm gonna have to like steal it for a card idea. And I know someone's probably like, oh, you said you don't like pink. I don't, but I don't consider this really pink. It just seems a little different. Just a little bit, but like the mix of navy, purple, orange, spot on. Spot on. Day number 8, which is very cute and classic Christmas. Oh, these are the little ghosts from back here on day number 6. Right? Almost. Didn't I say I was like, oh, I wish we had those? Okay, if these little ghosts are in here, I'm going to be elated, because I called it. And I love the spiders. Oh my gosh. I do. I scream and jump from spiders in real life, just so you guys know. Oh, did we get it? Oh. Okay, we got one ghost. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We got one. I wonder, is that this ghost? I'm always taking out my stamps and seeing if they go with some kind of die, because that's just how my brain works. I'm like, oh, does this go with this? I think that this ghost is too large though. Yep, too large. This is like the baby stamp, and this is like the larger version of this stamp here. So that's okay. But look at this wicked trick or treat that you get. I think that's cool. Again, not super big on dies, but this I could see me possibly playing with. And then we actually have the spider, which is super cute. The skull. Are those eyes? Maybe eyes. Candy corn, which I love. I'm team candy corn. I know. Go ahead and block me now. But I love this. I think this is cute. All right, so day 9. Are these ravens or crows? I don't know. There's a difference. All right, let's see. Oh, we have headstones. Nice. I wish we had some headstone stamps. Oh my gosh. It's okay. We can turn those into stamps. All right. So I think that's super cute. And these headstones actually have, what is this? Are these just, Oh, they're embossed words. Okay. So I wonder if you can ink those. You guys, I try to ink everything. Like, I wonder if I can ink that. I wonder if I can turn that into a stamp. That is me 100%. So you can emboss these words: trick or treat, creeping it real. It's in my head, it's creep it real. And then you have happy haunting. And then you can also piece together some ravens or crows. And there's this cute little lantern here also, which is nice. And they actually give you the handle for the lantern, so you can also do it in another color. That's nice. And then you have some grass and such, things to decorate the headstones with, and a little vase that you can also use and put a plant in maybe, or this is just the piece for the lantern that you can have as light, like where the flame rests. Huh, I wonder like how much fun people had like actually coming up, like developing this product. Okay, so this is day 10, and we have an adorable black kitty cat. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, this was absolutely true to the outside. How cute. So you literally get the cat and the cauldron, the broom, all of these pieces. Okay, that's adorable. And the little bubbles. Oh, how cute. And you also get the little pieces that pop out, so you can make the bubbles look like the light is hitting it. That is so cute. And little toad. That was really cute. Day number 11. We're getting down to the wire. This is cute too. I love the background here. I just wish the color was different. Okay, this is cute. A little bag. Again, because I love just comparing things. I have an array of cardstock over here, just so you guys know, already cut into A2 panels, so I can just grab it if I need it. Okay, and this will be great on an A2 base. This is nice. But if you also think about it, these would be good also on scrapbook pages, and that was also what I was thinking of when I purchased this, because guess what? I'm going to be scrapbooking soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. So you have this goodie bag here full of treats. You can, what's this, a candy apple? So a sucker. So it's a sucker, but you could also flip it and make it a candy apple. Like if you cut this part and then flip it downwards. I'm just saying, use your imagination. And then you have this cute little skull, another adorable spider, a little gummy worm. So you can just fill up this bag with treats, and you can also use like other die cuts or stamped images from something else to make this an adorable spooky treat bag. And you also get the words, which is nice. I wish that was a stamp set. And when you guys are going through things that you purchase and you have ideas like that too, you know, if you're new to crafting, I suggest making a list, because then you'll have that idea for, you know, when you're burnt out or you just want to be in your space but you don't want to think, you can just go through your little idea book and pull something and then just start with that, because guess what? You don't need to think. Hi you guys, upon editing, I realized day 12 did not get recorded. So here I am doing the unboxing for day 12 so you guys can see it. I did make mention of me loving the outside of this bag. I love the three little ghosts. The boo is interesting. You already know how I feel about pink. But in this day, we received the dies for the sentiments, which I don't know if I made mention of at this point in the recording. I like how the sentiments come with the dies because it's a nice little add-on, but to realistically buy these with every stamp set, like independently, it can be quite costly. So it's something I only do when like there's a sale or something going on, there's some kind of discount available. Other than that, I just keep my stamp set as is and, like, you know, just cut it out or put it on a sentiment strip. So really cool to have the dies for these. And again, you also have this adorable treat bag that you can use as like decor. I think it's awesome. All right, moving on with my video. Okay, you guys, my camera died and I basically unveiled day 13 and I did all this talking for nothing. Okay, so day 13, it ended up being the little cuties. So the little kiddos, which I think would be great for kids, or again, just for an accessory to the porch with a fence. So let me go over that quickly because I did already say it basically to myself. So what I thought of immediately was there's the fence, there's the porch die, there's the graveyard. You can take these dies and add them to 3 different scenes. And this is how I also think about items before I purchase them. I'm like, okay, if I get this stamp set, is it going to serve me with stamps that I already own? And what ideas do I have? And like I just made mention of, write down your ideas so you have them. It's so much easier to create when you're like frustrated and don't want to put in that mental work. So I'm just going to take this cutie here, the little zombie. And again, the fence. So you just take the fence and you get, you know, your A2 card. You probably won't use glue, but oops. So you could easily just be like, okay, cool. And you know what? Just for sake of showing you guys, I'm going to actually die cut these out. Okay, so I just grabbed some scrap sheets of paper. I have a green for him because I think that would look good. Black because that's just the color I would choose for that. I then pulled out some pieces I'm using for a different card. So orange piece of cardstock instead of blue, of course. And then this striped black and white background. And then I was thinking, oh, an oval would be nice just to make it a focal point. So let's see what this is going to look like if we die cut it. And this isn't a card I'm like putting together. It's just an example. My little mini stamp and emboss, my little cut and emboss machine by Stampin' Up! That the only reason I purchased this was because I had credits and I was like, okay, I guess I'll get a machine. That's literally why I have this. And so far it's been worth it, like just for, you know, itty bitty things that I'm using. Okay, cool. But I do use my electric machine all the time. And I've been doing a project where I'm using my Jana Kate machine. So I'll go over that with you guys too. Probably in another video. I did a lot of organization with my embossing folders. So if you care about embossing folders, that's what's happening. Okay, so here is the quote unquote card. And if you think that the stripes are just too busy, and again, this is cream, but it doesn't have to be cream. You can also do something like this and put like bats or something in the corner. You can mat this also with like black. So I just went ahead and cut this down to a matting layer. And look at that. Like just alone with this, it's so simple, but it could make a cute card. And then you could take one of these sentiments like the trick or treat and put it right there. I'm about to stamp all this stuff anyways, but I'm like, you guys, I put this card together literally in minutes because of the way I have everything organized. And actually the cream looks really good without the white. Like that looks great. I'm gonna stamp this. Now, no, you don't need a stamping platform. However, I am team stamping platform, any kind. Again, I'm not like gifted anything. I'm not getting paid It's just a scratch sheet of paper. When a stamp is new, there's a high possibility that you need to stamp more than once. And having that option is just great. I also, like sometimes, not all the time, but I'll take my finger and run it over a stamp just to make sure the ink is gonna get on it and make sure there's no product residue. And as you guys saw, I just pulled this stamp off of the sheet. It's brand new. As you can see, it does need that second inking. And 2 is good, but I can see like a little splotchiness on the T that I don't want there. That's great. I love that. All right. And then, oh, I can't, were there dies for this? I think so. I usually just cut stuff out. But also something I noticed is my ink is not drying as fast as it used to. I'm wondering if these inks, the formulation has changed. So I'm not going to do anything with that right this second. I am going to clean this stamp off. And like I said, I am going to go through also and stamp out all those stamp sets with you guys. But I'm wondering if I should do it right now because this video is already super long. But maybe some people like the long process video. So I'm just going to leave it all together. And you guys just tell me what you think. And I should have stamped this in a different color technically. Instead of this white, I should have used black or something. I don't want to stamp the trick or treat on here, which I would do. Unless this is going to be like a card I'm actually going to like make. And I'm not doing that right now. I just don't have time. I need to stamp this out and all that stuff. So this is what I potentially would do. And I would probably do some ink blending as well here, like at the top for the sky, and then this for grass. And that would be the card. I would probably put like bats or something here, maybe merge it onto the oval as well. This is just like a really quick what you can do with some of these pieces, and I think it looks super cute for an idea. All right, and we're just gonna move this off to the side. I'll deal with that later, but really fast. And we'll go ahead and move this stuff. And then also another idea as well, because this is just how I think, you could even just have that independently by itself, the little piece, and do a background and just like have the little guy walking. So I can have so many ideas when I'm thinking of things. It's just so much fun. That's why I like card making. It's fun. Okay, so we are going to do some stamping. My absolute favorite thing ever. Finally get to do what I like really want to do. The die cutting part, that was actually kind of fun, but yeah. All right, so to stamp out these stamp sets, I'm going to use my Tonic Tim Holtz stamping platform. This has been discontinued. There's a rubber side, there's a clear side. You might be able to find it on eBay and such. Yeah, it's really sad that it's no longer around, but you know, people, companies, things happen, basically. Same thing goes for my Stampin' Up! Platform, the older one, not the one that's out now. I don't like the one that's out now. The old one I really liked, so I purchased that as well. So I have it, although nobody can get it. So I am not the type of person that does not use things just because people cannot get them anymore. I own it. I spent my money on it. I love it. I use this to stamp out my entire stamp stash. So over 2,300 stamps. It's well loved. It, like when I work with this, you know, you just find a tool that you work really well with. This, boom, 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 I can do. I do like my Misty, and as you saw, I still use that for like, you know, pulling off a stamp one at a time, doing like individual pieces. But if I want to do something quick flash and a bash, this is what I use. All right, so I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. It's on its clear side. Tape to my door. And actually put it on my skin first because I don't want my tape super sticky. And you probably notice I have it kind of lined off to the side. As you can tell, I've done this thousands of times. Like, I've literally stamped out stamp sets thousands of times. So I know what works and what does not work. So we're going to take some tape. It doesn't matter if it's super sticky for this here. It's just my paper I don't really want super ruined. All right, and then I'm just going to take my finger. If you have an eraser or something, you can also use that. And I'm just going to rub it across the stamp. You saw me do it with that one already. And this is just so I can feel or see if there's like any pieces of the product just like hanging about. You can also inspect it with your eyes if you want. When you stamp, it's going to be obvious. But again, paper and things are expensive. So you want to just kind of analyze before you start. And then all I'm doing is taking tape and putting it around the perimeter, the places where there's a gap between my stamp and the sheet here. And now it's in place. It's not gonna move. Another thing you want to do is make sure your ink pad is pretty well inked, so re-ink it if you need to. And then you are just going to go ahead and press. Now, solid stamps, as you saw, those take a while to get ink on. It can take some work. But the thing is, you also want to be careful when you're inking up things because you don't want to add too much ink and ruin your transferred image. All right. So obviously, like I said, we're going to need to stamp more than once, especially since this is a new set. There's something on my stamp. So I'm going to take my little tweezers and I can actually see it. And I kind of just moved it to the side. All right, so this is what this looks like. Now, when I stamp things to put them in my stamp catalog, I have my original sheet, and this just goes into my binder with all of my originals. That's just because I'm pretty anal. I just have a book with every single copy of every stamp that I own. But then I have the binders where everything's like divided up into sections. So this I would make a photocopy of and have it to put in the HeroWeen section. But just for sake of showing you guys what it looks like to stamp it out, all I do is take a sheet of printer paper, same paper I would use, or copy paper, same paper I would use for making the copy, and ink that up. And now for this, I am going to re-ink this ink pad. To re-ink, if you haven't seen it before, you just take the re-inker, squeeze it a little bit, and I just draw little circles all around. You can tell by how fast the ink seeps into the pad whether or not it's actually like thirsty or not, like it needed to be refilled. And then I just take the nozzle and I use that to press the ink into this lightly. You can see some of the ink already started going in. So this needed a bit of a top off just so I have ink like on the surface for these solid stamps because those take a lot of ink. Now again, after you re-ink, you just want to be careful with the amount of pressure you put on your pad to your stamp. And you're going to see how much easier a solid stamp stamps out after it's been re-inked. Whoops. So, almost done completely. You can also see this has not moved at all. My stamp is still in place, which is great. And I'm not doing one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. I'm just knocking this out all at once. All right, I'm gonna take that. Just add a little bit more ink there. Her needs it. All right, so I think this is good. I get the gist of it, and this is what is actually going to go into my Halloween section. Now you saw that took a couple minutes. It literally takes a couple seconds if you just take this and run it through a copy machine. All right, so now we're just gonna move on to these two, and I'm gonna clean this off. And you're probably wondering, why do I have two cleaning cloths? I realized I stamp way too much just to have one. They get dirty so fast and they get so full of ink that I actually have to go and rinse it off, and that just takes time away from me being over here. So I decided it's just easier to have two. Plus, when I have people in my space, like I crafted with my mom recently, the one was fine in the middle of the table. However, it was just better just to also have one near her. And then all you're going to do is lift it up and pull off the tape. And now you just stamped out your entire stamp set without having to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's fine if you're using a couple pieces, but an entire stamp set, that takes way too much time. And then just gonna take this here, put that back on. Bada boom, bada bing. Done. Next, I just have a bunch of pre-cut cardstock over here. Again, making my life really easy. Just doing that in like my downtime. I just cut some cardstock. Husband talking to me, cut some cardstock. Now for these, because they're smaller, I can, again, save some money, and I can do two on one sheet here. All right, so same thing, just gonna run my fingers across. As you saw earlier, it only helped so much because I still had a little piece of product still sticking on, but usually this does the trick. I'm not trying to overthink anything. And these are some bold, solid stamps, so you gotta really want it when you apply that ink. Smaller ones, a lot easier than the large ones. Awesome. And now you're just gonna stamp it one more time, because again, this is only going on Halloween. I don't see any of these items being used anywhere else. I mean, so you could use like wishes and vibes only somewhere, but personally, I have so many stamps that say birthday wishes, you know, etc., etc. I don't need that anywhere else. It can live in Halloween. Now, one of the things I do is everything is numbered in my stamp catalog, so it's easy to recall and reference. I will move these and show you guys. Binder holds, as I said, my Halloween section. I place items in here as I stylistically see fit. I do not arrange things by companies because personally it's not for me. I'm not working on any teams or anything, and even if I was, I would come up with a system for that. So for the Halloween section and for the stamps that I am introducing, oops, trying to get my light in the right place. So that would be these here. These are basically sentiments, and this one here houses sentiments and some images. I would want to place these with like images and then these in the back with the sentiments, because that's primarily where I put sentiments if there's nothing else like with them. I feel like this page here would be good for this. I did make mention of numbering, but I'll go over that in a second. My brain I just already wanted to go to like fiddling with where I wanted this to go. So I think this would actually fit good here. There's candy. This sheet also has some candy, which is cool. And there's some solid stamps, which I also have here. So I think this would be a great home for this stamp. Now, what I like to do is I use removable tape because it allows me to just go in and also pull off a sheet. No matter how long ago I did it, I can still like remove it. Sometimes it takes a little bit of work, I'll be honest, but I usually don't put but like 1 or 2 small marks to make it a fix. And it allows me to just move things around as I introduce new items. Now this stamp, looking at sizing, I have to move this one up to here, and then this one would fit here. So it would fit. I don't think I want to start a new sheet. It could go on this sheet here, but I would like seeing this with all these other images. And that's my thing, is I like seeing things together. I don't really like the one-offs where it's just lonely by itself. I get more ideas if I can look, see, and then I see like, 10 different stamp sets all in front of me versus having to, take out a container and flip through every single one. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one down. And to test to see if this is dry, I'm just going to run my finger over it. Not hard, but pretty lightly. Okay. So I can see it's still smearing a little bit, and I did apply a substantial amount of ink, so that explains why. But it took some work for it to smear, so it is fine for me to put in here. If you're questioning it, just wait. Use your heat gun or just wait. So I'm gonna get my cutter. You can use a pair of scissors. I'm not. And I'm cutting this as low as I can get it. And again, nothing has to be perfect. This is your book for your eyes only. B4-29. And then I'm going to rewrite the number. And fill on the back. There's still some adhesive on here, so this is still fine. And I'm actually just going to put it down here. Now, before you add your new stamps, you do want to have your stamps numbered so you know where to find them. Every single stamp in my catalog is numbered, so I know where they are in my stamp stash. This stamp set is, however, a part of a box, and it's kind of like a standalone. It's not in the midst of anything else, so more than likely I'm probably going to get a project bag and number that project bag and keep all of these in. And this here is one of my project bags. I purchased this from a local scrapbooking store. It's Simple Stories, and I titled this one J3-1. Inside of this one, just to give you an idea, I actually made this my golf bag, so all of my stamp sets pertaining to golf actually reside in here. So I think that's what I'm also going to do with these items here. Just put them in that little bag, and then I'll number it and then number these items as well so I can easily find them. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to go ahead and also cut this down. so you guys can see like how I actually insert things. And as you can see, I'm not doing any crazy measurements. I'm just cutting it so I know it fits on here inside of my book. In my stamping binder video where I go through step by step how to make a binder, I advise that you do number your stamp beforehand. Therefore, your paper is going to be easily numbered, and then you'll be able to just go ahead, take your item and insert it, no problem. I'm kind of doing it backwards right now, but I also only have 3 stamp sets and I can easily find this one. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. You guys, doesn't that look just perfectly integrated? It's awesome. And it just looks amazing with all of these other pieces that I can also, like, I can take these gravestones and put them with this little image of death here. So cool. Yeah, I really love this. I think it's awesome. All right, I am gonna let this just dry a little bit more. And like I said, I still need to number it, but we know where that's gonna go. And I am team Post-it. So I'm also just gonna mark this with a Post-it because I'll know to come back to that page for one of my new stamps. Now for my sentiments, I already have a sheet open to take a sentiment. No thinking whatsoever. I'm just gonna shift this over and then take this because it goes with these stamps too. It's dark, there's some solid stamps, and then there's other smaller stamps that are just as bold as these here, which is phenomenal. So just gonna go in and pull this out. Again, removable tape makes this so easy. You're probably wondering, why do I cut all sides? I have no idea, I just do. I don't really overthink. I'm trying my hardest to learn to not overthink in my craft space. Okay, that's fine. Actually, now these also still need to dry, but I know I'm going to cut this in half. Just gonna do that. Okay. And then these are just gonna go here and here, and it's gonna fit in perfectly with the rest of this. So that's awesome. Oh, I need to number this. Is the Scotch repositionable tape. I'm still light-handed with that one because it's not the one I was using before. I was using the Tombow removable tape, but for some reason this is really hard to find. I don't know why or what happened, but it's like darn near impossible to find this stuff. Ugh. So I'm just happy they're that I haven't been purchasing a lot of stamp sets where I need to put new items in. So do I think that this HeroWeen 13 Days of Crafty Treats was absolutely worth the cost, which was $80, $89 with shipping? I would say yes, especially if your box was intact, because not only did you get a super cute box, like this box is adorable. I felt better when it was propped up and I couldn't like see everything, and I was just like looking at all the goodies inside. I was like, yay. And then looking at the box now, I'm like, oh, it's fine. Anyways, I do believe all of the items inside are worth it. you get so many dies. The dies are versatile. You can play with them together. You can put the dies with some of these stamp sets here. I thought it also would have been cool if there were some dies for the sentiments on here and not just like, you know, the outline for the candy bar. But that was still fine. Like, it's still fine. Again, it's not something I purchased on my own, so to be gifted it is nice. These here, the little bags, also double to me as card bases or a masking layer, which is awesome. That's like paying for a pack of paper in itself because there's like 13 of them. Or you can do something else with these bags. Who knows, maybe use them as like door hangers for your kids or something every day. Just put something up there and put some treats. You can be creative in so many ways. Like I said, the dies are also good quality. None of this is me giving my opinion outside of it being such, because I'm not being paid for this. I just love sharing stamp sets that I love. And this is, you know, one of the products that I will say I'm very happy that I did purchase. It was great. If they're listening, if your artist is listening, Spellbinders, please give us more stamp sets. That would be phenomenal. Like 5 would be so great. I love the stamps, and it would be cool to have like some cute kids as stamps also. But I'm gonna finagle some stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me go through the goodies, stamp out the actual stamps. Hope you enjoyed seeing me actually process these items into one of my stamp binders, which I also have a video on, so please do check out my YouTube channel for that. And I will talk to you guys in another video when I actually make some cards. Hope you guys do something crafty to make sure I'm happy. Bye.